Welcome to Modern Dev. In this episode I will explain you the difference between a list and a set, and I will use Python for demonstration purposes. In a previous episode I used Java. So basically, let's say the most significant differences between a list and a set is that a list has an order. That means the items in a list have an order, and a list allows to have duplicated values, where a set doesn't have an order and a set does not allow to have duplicated values. That means in a set every value, every item has to be unique. Okay, so in Python you create lists by using brackets. So let's create a variable that holds our list. And so I always think it's important that you know how to help yourself. With the dir function you can look what a specific object or module offers. So let's see, because XS is an instance of a list. Now we can look what a list instance has. And so, for example, we have sort, which that's a method that already gives is an indicator for that somehow the order is important, because you can change it by sorting it. And something you can do with lists, you can use an index to access elements by using the bracket syntax. So for example, let's say give me element at position 3. We will get the 5 because index counting start with 0. That means like 0, 1, 2, 3. So index 2 gives us element 3, in this case the number 5. And let's override this variable and add another 6. So now you see it's absolutely no problem to have duplicated values. There's a helper function to create empty lists called list. This will just return an empty list, so it's basically the same as if you do this. With sets is similar. You have the set function that creates an empty set, but you have to initialize it with a list. So in order to create a set, you now have to specify a list as an argument. So let's say 4, 5, 6. Now we have a set. And now if we store that in another variable and look what we have here, you see there are set specific methods, like for example difference or intersection, or union. You probably know these terms from your math course. And let's try to use an index to access an element. So let's say 0. We get an error: a set object is not subscriptable. Let's see what happens if we put duplicated values into a set. So what we can do, we have our XS list, which has duplicated values, and we can initialize a new set with this list. So we can just say set XS and we will get a new set back. And as you see, the duplicated values disappear. So this is the easiest way to remove duplicates, by just basically converting a list into a set with a set function. By far the easiest way to get rid of duplicates. And yeah, these are the basic differences. So you can iterate through both, no problem. So we can say for E in XS, print E. So loop through the list. We can do the same with the set. No problem whatsoever. Works perfect. And yeah, so as I said in the other video where I made this demonstration with Java, I have, from my experience, I have the feeling that most people use lists all the time and don't think so much about it. They just need a collection and they go with the list, which is fine to start with or for a lot of problems, but you should definitely think about when you program what data type is the best for the problem that you are trying to solve. And for example, if you need a collection with unique values, you should definitely think about using a set instead of a list, because that requirement, like having unique values, is more expressed by using a set and not by a list. For sure, if you need an order, if you need to access your elements by an index, then you cannot use a set, you have to use a list. So these are definitely things you have to think about when you design and implement a program. So far, that's it for today. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment. And if you like this video, please leave me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and see you next time. Thank you very much. Goodbye.